What's up, gang? Jose here at Wire Ninjas, the Tri-State's finest AV and home theater install team. And today we got an unboxing for you. And I'm going to try to be more thorough, give you a little bit more information, and try to do an overall better job with these unboxings, you know, make it more than what it could be, a simple unboxing. So let's check it out. Today we have a TruAudio A75 multi-zoned amplifier. So Steve's going to help me out here. Hello, Steve. Let's get this thing unboxed. So we're going to do the actual unboxing. We have already one out to show you guys what it looks like with the rack ears on, but this is brand new in the box, first time coming out. Then we'll go over some of the features and functions and the actual functionality of the ports and stuff like that. So this is your top feed. As you can see, the rack ears would probably come out first, am I correct? Yeah, so let's get these rack ears out. Now this is a pro grade amplifier. And anything pro grade should come with rack ears because you should be putting it in a rack. It's definitely got some weight to it. It's Class D digital, very dense. Very high quality materials, very dense. That's one of the things I like about these. They give you a lot of power, clean power, and they stay cool, but they're all within a nice compact size. This is about what, 2Us, right, Steve? This is a 2U, yeah, this is a 2U device. So you have your packing items. You have your accessories here, user manuals, install guide, all that good stuff. So this is the TruAudio itself. Let me get a light on it. Really nice, clean. I really like the color. You know, they stuck with the black, kept it really refined and nice, and they give it a nice finish too. Very simple interface as far as the lights go. It tells you what channels are on. Also, I think there's protection lights and modes and stuff like that. And then a simple toggle. All right, so let's take a look at the back of this thing. So on the back, oh geez, phone's ringing, new clients. So on the back here, we have bus inputs, 1 and 2. So it's got 2 buses. A bus is basically, a bus will carry an audio signal throughout the entire 12 channels. And so the way you wire this thing when it comes to source devices is you're going to use these RCA inputs. Now, this amp is very versatile because it has 2 buses. So let's say you're going to do a Sonos port. You want to stream Sonos music into 2 buses. So you're going to grab 2 ports, you wire them into the RCAs, and then here you select, it has little switches. So whatever channel you want on bus 1, or for the first port, we'll call that living room, or you can call it whatever you like. You switch these, and in accordance with the position of the switch, this channel will catch a feed from bus 1 or 2. The same thing goes for all 12 channels. The other thing to note here is you do have an input per channel. So if you have 12 zones and you want 12 different sources, with volume control off the phone, you could do 12 different Sonos ports and then have, 1 source per zone, and everybody can enjoy their own music and do whatever they want in their respective zones. The other thing I will note is that you have another switch here, and you have 2 gains for each side, and then any pro grade equipment should be coming with these termination blocks. This is a much better way, nicer way, cleaner way to do things, the termination block, as opposed to just wiring it into a lower grade termination block. I'm going to speak, try not to degrade stuff, but there are amps that come with really just awful terminations, let's say, but this is the way to go. You'll see this on pro grade equipment, you'll see this on Crestron equipment, just the nicer stuff there. Same thing with the power. I noticed that lower grade equipment, the power is built right into the device, so like the cord is not removable, which kind of makes it a pain if you're doing a rack installation. For example, if you need a longer cable, you can acquire one, plug it in here, keep your rack nice and clean. Let's go over some of the features and functions. Steve, let's take a look at what it is with the rack ears on. Help me out here, buddy. This thing's heavy. So this is what it looks like with the rack ears installed. As you can see, 4 screws go in, and she's ready to go on the rack. It's always good to prop this thing or have help when you're putting it in a rack because it's very heavy. You need someone to sustain the weight while you're installing it. So, features and functions. Look out. The A75 is a great sounding digital amplifier. It's been engineered with performance and reliability in mind. It features the most advanced protection circuitry available on the market while boasting 75 watts of power. Now, power's important depending on what kind of speakers you're going to drive, and also when you're purchasing amps, there is definitely, how do you say, these manufacturers like to play games in the sense that they'll rate something at 75 watts per channel, but 2 channels driven. When you get pro-grade equipment, they don't kind of play with the numbers, or they don't have this level of deception. Straight up, this thing is giving you 75 watts per channel, all channels driven. So, again, be scrutinous. Scrutinize what you're buying. Take a look at the power output over the channels. It's very important because there is a lot of deception in our industry, unfortunately. So it's got digital architecture, it sports a smaller, cleaner chassis, runs cooler, and uses less power than traditional amplifiers. It's perfect for customers who demand amazing audio and unprecedented reliability. The reason I use these amps is because small form factor, low power consumption, clean, good quality and powerful audio. But also, they're very robust. This thing will last forever. It carries a nice 5-year warranty on it. Let's see. We'll take a look at this little install guide. We'll go over some of the features and functions. So, power switch, used to turn it on or off. The LED indicators, it's one for each zone. We have on the rear panel the on, auto, and trigger switch. So basically, you could have the amp on all the time. You could have it auto and trigger when the music is coming in. That is the preferred method for myself. And then the bus 1 and 2 inputs, that's important. You'll see a lot of lower grade equipment. It only has one bus. It doesn't have as much versatility. This thing also has bus 1 and 2 outputs. So it allows you to take this and stream it to another amp without needing additional source devices or going crazy with Y connectors on the RCAs. Again, this thing has individual line inputs, zone inputs. So 1 per zone. You can do 1 input per zone. If you really want 12 sources over 12 zones, you have the capability. So the STBR switch is the bridge switch. It's stereo or bridge. It allows you to switch each individual zone between stereo or bridge mode. And then we covered a little bit of the bus line in switch. It allows you to select whether you want to use a line in source on that individual zone, or you could use the bus 1 or 2. A lot of versatility there. The gain adjustment and ground lift switch. That's interesting, the ground lift switch. If there's a problem with the 60 Hz ground loop to this amplifier, with this switch you can switch it to ground or isolated. That's an interesting feature, most definitely. The 3-conductor AC cord, I actually appreciate that. Most people wouldn't, but like I said, it's nice to have because you can always extend the cord. It gives you the versatility to install this thing to a rack with precision and clean wire runs. You won't have extra wire and you won't have too little wire. You won't have to relocate your power source. So we have stereo connection, bridge connection, and bus 1 and 2 connection. And let's go over a little bit of specs. 12 channels, 6 zones, 75 watts at 8 ohms or 80 watts at 4 ohms. The bridge power output, 160 watts at 8 ohms. If you got some crazy speakers to drive, you can use a few of these amps or even go with a higher, they make a 16 channel from TruAudio as well. Total harmonic distortion, less than 1%. And it does have the triggers. So you can trigger this thing with more advanced equipment or automation systems. Very nice to have if you're doing automation. I think that about covers it. And like I said, we try to be more thorough in this one. And we're trying to do everything we can to make better content for you guys. We hope you appreciate it. That's the TruAudio A75. I happen to love this amp. I use them all the time, depending on how many channels or zones we have. And that's a wrap. We're going to go ahead and get these things installed and get the music pumping. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.